Yo, let's talk about this some more. Okay, let's do one final video for the year, most likely, unless something crazy happens. And give this a couple days to circulate just in case they do happen to chop me up and take me down on December 10th. So I got a whole hell of a lot to talk about with this Saturn Pluto conjunction that we've talked about, but I want to outline next year, show you how big next year is going to be in the stars as well. And yeah, so I got a lot to cover in 15 minutes because that's all Screencast gives me. So I'll do my best. If I talk real fast, it's the best I can do. All right. So January 12th, 2020, Saturn perfects its conjunction with Pluto at 22 degrees Capricorn. Now, dates of the last Saturn-Pluto conjunctions: 1914, 1947, so shortly before and shortly after World War I and World War II. So two of the last three conjunctions have been pretty big, let's just say that, yes? Now, Saturn, another way of saying Saturn, is known as many things. It's known as karma, time, Satan, because people like to not talk about that, but let's be honest now. Saturn's also the teacher. It's also the father of the zodiac, but let's not forget that Saturn is the one that was sitting there wide open, ready to swallow the kids, right? It is the child eater, so let's not forget that, because it is important to point out, because it's part of that. That's part of what associates that self with that planet, okay? But this we're going to focus on mainly karma, all right? Pluto, another way of saying Pluto, death, rebirth, transformation. So the planets of karma and transformation, death, and rebirth are going to meet up in Capricorn, an Earth sign, on January 12th, 2020, which is 112, which is 9/11 in Europe. Right? Dial 112. Don't call 911. So 112, January 12th. And Capricorn is a big deal because this is there are 4 cardinal signs in the 12 signs in astrology. They're your season starters. So lots of energy, big energy shift, big deal. Let's do some more. Pluto entered Capricorn, transformation, death, rebirth, back in November of 2008. So 2 months after the financial crisis started, Pluto was there. And they say that it's going to remain there until 2024. But I've also seen 2023, and I've also seen 2020. So it all depends on whatever calendar you're going off of, because there are so many different calendars. For example, whenever I was in the Navy, we used the Julian date calendar. We didn't use the calendar that we use every day, like the one we're using right now, January 12th, saying it like that. It would be 12 day in the Navy. So it's all depends on what calendar you're going off of. So I'm impatient. So let's say 2020. But it is there until 2024 on certain calendars, because there are also calendars that say that the age of Aquarius doesn't start until next year, while the one I've been going off of says 2018. So it doesn't matter, because these moments are happening one way or another on someone's calendar somewhere. So Pluto entered Capricorn in 2008, 2 months after the financial crisis, and is going to stay there until 2024. Our country, the United States of America, was founded in 1776 when Pluto was in Capricorn, a 250-year cycle. Pluto will return to that location in 2024, which will be our first Pluto return, meaning went all the way around the pie. First Pluto return as a nation. Most empires last 2 Pluto cycles, or approximately 500 years. Well, my prediction, it'll be just 1. But if you use the solar whole sign calendar, if I'm not mistaken, you will find out that this actually takes place, this moment, this return takes place in 2020. And check out this 500 years. So most empires last 2 Pluto cycles, or approximately 500 years. For the first time in 500 years, Saturn is conjuncting Pluto in Capricorn, peaking in 2020. So this will be the first time in 500 years, in a brand new age even, that these two are meeting up. And so it's very interesting that in 2024 the solar eclipse comes back over. And here's the thing, people, whether you think we were created by our family on the other side and above us, or you think that you were born from the Big Bang, that, you know, two rocks collided up there and now we have Netflix, Kobe Bryant, and Alfonso Ribeiro. Either way, these stars, the creation stories, the Big Bang, these stars, these planets, the sun, moon stuff was here long before humanity was. So we are on their clock. That's where your clock comes from. It's where your calendar comes from. Today, I'm doing this video on Friday. It's not Friday, it's Venus. The calendar goes Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, Sun. That's how it goes. It's called Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday to separate you from it so you don't look up, so you think it's not, that one has nothing to do with the other. So then you call this stuff satanic nonsense or just hocus pocus. And the satanic stuff I don't understand, because the Bible tells you this stuff, the stars, the sun, and the moon are there for signs and seasons, and they're part of the firmament, and the firmament is God's handiwork. So I don't understand where all that stuff comes from. Cults, man. That's what it is right there. Brainwashing. So anyway, and another thing too, check this out, man. This is a mathematic fact. It's been reported. In 2024 is when the United States of America literally goes bankrupt. Everything we make goes towards the interest. That's it. So we make no more money in 2024, people. It's unbelievable. All right, so one more thing to keep going on this, because this is what really inspired the whole video, is there was an astrologer I watch here on YouTube, and she's talking about this Saturn-Pluto conjunction as well, and how big it is, and how it's going to be huge, and she says that everyone's going to feel it, but whenever she says these things, she's saying from an astrology standpoint, just energetically, everyone will feel it, not like how I've told you, I'm expecting maybe a dollar reset, devalue, whatever. Right, a big change in the financial system and the way we do things. But because of her now, it might be something else. So she was saying, I keep saying that, but I don't know what else to do. How to transition. All right. She says and apparently in astrology, at least in the stuff that she studies, that whenever these planets are at these 22 degrees, that's known as like the world stage. And we know in numerology 22 is a huge Masonic number anyway. That is known as the master builder number. So I had never heard of that, of this 22 degrees being, you know, everyone feels it at the world stage, what have you. So I looked into that, and what I ended up finding was something more interesting, in my opinion, was this right here, the secret of the 22nd degree of each zodiac sign. My research of the zodiac degrees has shown that the 22nd degree of any of the zodiac signs was often active with the assassins or the killed. And this gives all sorts of examples of assassinations, big mass murder, serial killers that are all have something at a 22 degrees in their star chart, birth chart, whatever. So I thought that was very interesting indeed. And I got to thinking about it, and this is not what the point of this article, but it got me thinking, you know, March 22nd, huge. Kennedy killed on the 22nd. I had it now, I just lost it. Oh, that big Norway shooting, that big mass shooting in Norway, what was it like back in 2000 something? Was July 22nd, if I'm not mistaken. Now, like, again, this is talking about specific stars and signs being at 22 degrees, not the number 22, but that was just another connection that I made with it. And so I kept looking more and found that any planet at 22 degrees is a symbol for kill or be killed. It's wild. And I made that video a couple years back, or was it last year, that I really think that Barack Obama will be the last American president that is going to serve a full term. I really think I just think that this election is going to be disrupted or something. I don't know. I don't think we'll have someone actually sworn in. We'll see though. But kill or be killed. Very. Ugh. And, you know, this is not what astrology is for. It's not, this is fun for me. You're supposed to use this shit to, you know, learn about yourself and what have you, but this is fascinating to me. And it is, I mean, call it coincidence if you want to, but man, this and that, and okay. Is that all I want to do about that? Is that it I think that's it for that. All right, guys, I'm only got about 5 minutes. Jeez. All right, so What do I want to do next? This, right? Am I on this? No. Where am I? Okay. Yeah. Okay. So next year. So we start the year off. Well, actually, we have this unknown interstellar comet coming in here real soon, which is real. Okay. So we'll see what's up with that thing. And it's funny that it's coming up on the heels of the Saturn and Pluto conjunction because you have that major bathroom cleaner that's called Comet, and that's what I mean. That's Pluto. That's your bowels. That's your bathroom. That's where you do all that business. And I mean, I don't know. I just think that's weird. Then we have that solar eclipse on the. Well, we have the solstice, and then we have the solar eclipse right after, like the 26th, and then so January 12th, 2020. We're going to start entering an Aquarius one way or another now, and now we have this Saturn and Pluto conjunction. Venus is going to finish its five-pointed star dance in 2020 that started in 2012. In 2012, it started here, then it came up here 2014, came down 2015, over 2017, over 2018, and then coming back to finish this dance in June of 2020. It's huge, man. And we also have Jupiter, the planet of expansion, meeting up with Pluto, transformation. So we're going to expand that transformation 3 times next year, in April, in June, in November, if I'm not mistaken. So we have that going on as well. The Metonic cycle is the moon's 19-year cycle where the moon returns to exactly the same place at the same longitude against the same constellation in the sky with the same phase, meaning that where the moon was in September of 2001, it's going to go to that exact same spot in September of 2020. Neat. Now, one more thing, we have the Great Conjunction that we've also been talking about that will take place in December, or the solstice, December of 2020. The last one occurred on 31st May 2000. 2000 Y2K was huge. Stock market crash 1 year before 9/11. Let me read this to you real quick. The 20-year president death cycle that began with William Henry Harrison's death in 1841 was for some time known as Tecumseh's Curse. A Shawnee chief, Tecumseh, had the vision to recognize as early as 1806 that the growing United States posed a lethal threat to his race. Together with his brother, Tecumseh attempted to organize a pan-tribal confederacy to fight the growing menace. He was killed by the American forces under the command of William Henry Harrison at the Battle of Thames in Canada on October 5th, 1813. I'm sorry, I'm racing the clock. When Harrison's presidency was cut short by his death, pneumonia, on April 4th, 1841, the first time death had touched the White House, there were those who believed that Tecumseh had put a curse on the United States. As a roll call of American presidents who died in office at 20-year intervals grew, the legend of Tecumseh's curse grew with it. Folklore aside, the correspondence between the Earth sign and series of Jupiter-Saturn conjunctions and deaths in the White House is simple and straightforward, as described in this is from 1996. I found this website. So the first Earth sign alignment of 2 planets after the end of the fire sign series occurred during William Henry Harrison's term in office. The second conjunction came in Lincoln's term. Lincoln was assassinated. The third alignment fell during the Garfield administration. Garfield was assassinated. The fourth occurred in McKinley regime. McKinley was assassinated. The fifth fell in Harding's term. Harding died in office. The sixth alignment happened during Franklin Delano Roosevelt's third term. Roosevelt died in office. So you get the point. If I keep, I'll run out of time. I'll put this below. Look, 2000 was nuts. 1980s when Mount St. Helens went off. 1960 was right at the beginning of the 60s in the Civil Rights Movement. 1940 was right at the beginning of World War II. 1920 is right after World War I. I look at all these deaths, man. Like, this ain't no shit. So we have we have that in December of 2020. We're talking about a slam-packed, wham, bang, boom, explosive year. This is not to be afraid of. This is good. This is good. What needs to, if you've been living a good life, if you've been living an honest good life like I have, then you've got nothing to worry about. I'm not just saying me. I'm saying we all should be making the right choices. If you just learn from your mistakes, try to get yourself square, and you're all right. It's okay. Like, it's nothing to be afraid of. It's what has to happen. It's just the way things are. Been lying, cheating, stealing, doing that? Well, good luck to you. So January 12th, 2020, kill or be killed. or reset or nothing. Who knows?